Yeah, what is happening, ladies and gentlemen, men and women of all ages, all colors, and all sizes? Welcome to Crazy Shot Josh Podcast, Crazy Shot Josh Universe. I am your host today, and we got a lot of things to talk about. We got NBA things to talk about, NFL things to talk about. Some of the topics we'll be covering today is Russell Westbrook get signed by the Kings, predictions, award predictions for the NBA. Top 15 plays in the league. Top 10 plays. I have a list. I'm going to show you guys. We got our power rankings for QBs and teams this season. So we got a lot to cover too. We got a matchup tonight, a division rivals between the Steelers and the Bengals. We got a lot of things to talk about. NFL, NBA. So let's get down to it, man. As we all know in the NFL, the first game we're going to talk about today. Hold on, let me bring this up for you guys. What an exciting week of football we had today, man. It was a very elite week of football. Let me see. All right. The first game we're going to talk about is this Eagles and Giants game. The Eagles have a problem. It's a very interesting problem they have. It ain't a good one either. It's one of them bad problems they got, right? The Philadelphia Eagles, for some odd reason, which I don't understand, they are abandoning the run. On top of them abandoning the run, this offense is terrible. It's predictable. The play call is bad. Everything is bad. There's nothing good about it. The fact that they lost to the Giants is unacceptable. I get it. It's a division rival. But this is one of the worst teams in football. You lost to a rookie QB who lost his number one and number two wide receiver. He's playing with a whole bunch of second and third stringers at his wide receiver position. You let a rookie running back run all over y'all. He almost had 100 yards. He was 2 yards short of 100. You allowed him to get 3 TDs. Jackson Dart was getting whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted. My man Jackson Dart was darting them throws. He was dotting them throws, man. Y'all allowed him to go for 195 yards with a 68 completion with a touchdown. No interception. He basically had a clean game. He did what he had to do when he had to do it. Russell Wilson played a snap. It's time for him to retire because the whole stadium just booed him, which was crazy work. But you allowed Cam Skatable to run all over y'all. He was averaging 5.2 per carry. Y'all had no answer for him. Your D-line wasn't physical enough. Y'all didn't get any stops. The Eagles didn't get any stops. I don't know. The Eagles have a problem. I don't know what the problem is, how to fix that problem, but this is bad. Jalen Hurts threw for 283, 72 completion, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Saquon having 12 carries is crazy. He should have more than 12 carries. This season, Saquon hasn't had a run over 100 yards, which is very scary and bad to say. Because we're talking about a top 3 running back, arguably the best running back in the league, even though Bijan is knocking on that door this season and clearly has something to say about that. We're going to talk about that game a little later, though. But Saquon don't look like Saquon. This offense is... The offensive play call is just terrible, predictable. It's like run, pass. You're punting the ball. Like I don't understand. You have playmakers. You have a A.J. Brown. You have a Devontae Smith. You need to unleash all your weapons. Dallas Goedert this year has been looking like the best tight end in football. The man had 9 receptions, 110 yards, 4 touchdowns off 11 targets. Jalen Hurts gets tunnel visions with Goddard. That's the only player he sees on the court. On the field. A.J. Brown, 80 yards for 9 targets. Devontae Smith, 49, 5 targets. Jalen Hurts has to be better. And then on Giants side, Jackson Dart and Cam Skadidoodle, whatever that brother's name is, they are going to be a problem. The Giants have found their franchise QB. Now they got a franchise running back. You still have Malik Neighbors, who unfortunately is hurt right now. This season, he got hurt. But they're building towards something. You got Wendell Robinson. He has 6 for 84 and a touchdown. Now on their defense, you got Dexter Lawrence over there. Brian Burns, who's looking like a very good pass rusher. They were getting pressure. But the Eagles are pathetic right now. The NFC is wide open this season. The NFC, I don't think there's a clear favorite team right now. I don't think it's a clear good team right now. I don't think it's a best team in the NFC right now. Between the NFC and the AFC, it's up for grabs. I don't think there's no clear team in either one. Week by week, you don't know what's going to happen. The Giants look like they're building something. They just got to fix up that O-line, which they haven't fixed up in years. But yeah, the Eagles are on a downward spiral right now, and it's not looking too good for them. They need to figure some things out. Their defense doesn't look good. Their defense looks sloppy, out of sync, lost half the time. Don't know what's going on. Shout out to the 4 people that's in the stream right now, though. Oh, this week 7, my bad, y'all. We need to go back to week 6. This Broncos-Jets game was the battle of midness. This was a defensive battle right here. And which makes this game even worse, this game was weird because in the first half, Bo Nix was passing the ball a lot, spreading the ball a lot around, and they're having success with the passing game. Then all of a sudden, the second half, they just abandoned the pass game. I don't know what was going on. Vegas made a call. The Parlay Mafia made a call, said, "Yo, Bo Nix, you can't be throwing the ball no more." Because he barely threw the ball in the second half, which was insane to see. The Broncos, their passing game was working just fine for them. I don't know why I got abandoned in the second half. Who knows? It is no way in heaven that Justin Fields had 9 completions and the Denver Broncos defense had 9 sacks. So the amount of completions Justin Fields had is the amount of sacks that this Broncos defense had. The Broncos may have the best defense in the league. It is easily a top 3 defense. You got Patrick Surtain, one of the best corners in football, if not the best corner. I'm going to tell you, is Chris Gonzalez in New England. But hey, that's me. They have a lot of good pieces on defense. Nick Bodano, it's been looking very good for them. But they are getting pressure on the quarterback. Justin Fields was getting pressure applied to him left and right. That D-line was not playing with him. They did not respect him at all. It got to a point in that fourth quarter where the Broncos trusted their defense so much that instead of forcing issues, they would punt purposely just to terrorize Justin Fields. Justin Fields couldn't do nothing. This should have been a London game because this game was mid. This was a defensive battle. If I'm the Jets, I am sellers at the trade deadline. One of the players I'm thinking about trading or selling if I'm the New York Jets is Breece Hall. Breece Hall is a great back. One of a top 15 back in the game. He can catch. He can run. But he's more of a power running back. He's not really your receiving back. Obviously, he's more of a power back. But I would try to trade Breece Hall and come off for him because basically this team is going to – it looks like they're in rebuild mode once again. You thought Justin Fields was going to be the franchise guy for the Jets? Yeah, that's cooked, deep fried, GG's, that's over. The experiment is done and gone. You got to get some help. I don't. Justin Fields' IQ is very suspect at times. He has the arm talent, but again, like some of the young quarterbacks, he has an accuracy problem. He's not that accurate. He holds onto the ball too long, and he gets tunnel vision. He gets so stuck on his number one option that he doesn't go through his full progressions, which causes defenses to collapse on him ultimately. You need to get another weapon on the other side of Garrett Wilson, because teams are just gonna bottle Garrett Wilson. They don't respect your team. They already don't respect your quarterback, so you just made their job 10 times easier. You understand what I'm saying? So if I'm the Jets, I'm going to try to get Brees Hall, try to see what I get for him. I'm sellers. The Broncos run game hasn't been great this season. The pass game has been looking relatively better. You got Evan Ingram had 5 for 42 off of 6 targets. Evan Ingram looks good in this offense. Corey Sutton only had 1 for 17. Again, they abandoned the pass for whatever reason. It was the weirdest thing known to man. But this Germany game was hard to watch because it was just mid battle of defenses, no offense. It was bad. Shout out to the 6 people that's in the live right now. The Rams and the Ravens. Ain't really much to talk about here. When Cooper Rush is your starting quarterback, and then he got benched for Tyler Huntley, and I believe in the second half, he got benched for Cooper Rush got benched for Huntley. When you have Derrick Henry off of 24 carries have 122 yards, this game should be winnable. Derrick Henry, this was a waste of a Derrick Henry game. Off of 24 attempts, he had 122 yards. He was averaging 5. You couldn't get the passing game going at all. Zay Flowers, 6 off of 10 targets, 46 yards. Mark Andrews, 4 for 24. Hill, 5 for 28. But yeah. What is there to say about they need Lamar back? This team might be cooked. I'm gonna tell you this right here, right now. This team is not making the playoffs. It's just cooked. I think Cincinnati still has a chance to beat them out this season, but Baltimore's cooked. Defensively, they cooked. Offensively, I think losing these games without Lamar is going to come back and bite them at the end of the season. Matthew Stafford had 181, 65 completion percentage, and a touchdown. Tyler Higbee, 4 for 40. Devontae Adams, 4 for 39. Kyrie Williams, 2 for 37. Puka, he got hurt, ankle injury, so he had 2 receptions for 28 yards. But yeah, I don't think the Ravens are making the playoffs. I think they missed the playoffs, and a lot of it's going to be because they lost these games that Lamar wasn't there, and because Lamar wasn't there, they lost games they should have won. Then we got the Cowboys and the Panthers. Now, what's interesting about this game, the Cowboys defense is non-existent. This might be one of the worst defenses of all time. Between the Ravens and the Cowboys, it's hard to tell whose defense is worse. They allow Bryce Young to go off for 17 for 25, 199 yards, a 68% completion percentage for 3 touchdowns, 1 intel. Rico Dow, 30 for 183. We're going to talk about him in a minute. They just basically ran the ball down their throat. They didn't really have to pass. They only threw for 199. They ran for 216. The Cowboys offense, you can't the offense is good, right? Derek Prescott, because the defense is so bad, to keep alive, he's going to have to throw the ball 34, 30 plus times in a game, which is not really ideal, quote unquote. But we got George Pickens off of 9 receptions, giving you 168 and a touchdown, because as we all know, he wasn't number one over there in Pittsburgh. So now he's the number one because CD obviously got hurt. CD's coming back soon. When CD comes back, obviously he's the number 2. So the Dallas Cowboys really have two number 1 wide receivers. Jake Ferguson, 3 for 33 and a touchdown. But the Cowboys defense is mucho galante basura. Will they make the playoffs? Yes. I have the Cowboys making the playoffs. With that offense, you're going to have to outscore them. That's what it's going to come down to. And when it comes down to the Cowboys defense, and I ask Cowboys fans this, and I get mixed answers. Is it the scheme or the players? The majority of them answers are a little bit of both. The Cowboys linebackers is terrible. The secondary is terrible. The D-line is okay. It's probably slightly above average, but it's probably the strongest of their, when you're talking about their defense. When you got linebackers that can't cover, you have a secondary giving up plays, look lost and dumbfounded majority of the time, and that's no good. There was a play in this game right before the Panthers won. The Panthers were pressing. They're playing off 5 to 10 yards off their man. I think it was like 4th and 4, 4th and 3. I didn't understand why they're playing so far behind. Why they're giving them space when they should be jamming them at the line. So the game was over. So I feel like defensive coordinator said, all right, we'll give up. Let's look on next week. Dak is doing all he could do with what he got. There ain't much the brother could do. Now, if we look at the Cowboys schedule, where's their schedule at? For the rest of the year, they got Washington. Division game. Washington don't look too great this season. Y'all know how division games go. That's up in the air for me. Broncos, we could all agree they're losing. The Cardinals, they might actually, after losing to the Panthers, anybody could beat the Cowboys at this point. So I'm giving the Cardinals the benefit of the doubt. Then you have the Raiders, the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Lions, the Vikings, the Chargers, the Commanders again, then the Giants. So looking at this schedule, the only game that I could say is they're most likely to win, have the highest percentage of win, which I'm going to put at like 50%, is the Cardinals and the Commanders. That's it. The Broncos, no chance. I give them a 10% chance to win that game. The Raiders, I give the Cowboys, if I had to put a percentage on it, about 30% to beat the Raiders. The Eagles, division game, 50-50, but I'm going to edge out the Eagles. The Chiefs, give me the Chiefs. The Lions, give me the Lions. The Vikings, give me the Vikings. Chargers, give me the Chargers. The Commanders, give me the Commanders. And then the Giants game, interesting. So the Cowboys in a very weird position. I still think they make the playoffs. I think they need to be thinking tank mode. This defense, I don't know if it's fixable or not. I don't think this defense is fixable at all. I think it's just cooked. You got what you got. It is what it is. Then we got the Cardinals and the Colts, Jaguars, Seahawks, Jaguars. This was a winnable game for the Jags, but of course Trevor Lawrence did Trevor Lawrence things. Chargers, Dolphins. That was a winnable game. The Dolphins need to be sellers at this trade deadline. They just need to blow the whole team up. It's over, GG's. Browns and Steelers. And what did it say? Patriots, Saints. By the way, the Pats are number one in AFC East, baby. Respect us. We here. It's over. Raiders, Titans. Battle of the Midness. The Bucks and the 49ers. So what made this game interesting, the 49ers are injury riddled just like the Buccaneers. So injuries on both sides of the ball. They lose their current number one wide receiver because Mike Evans obviously hurt. But Aramute, I don't know how to say the brother's name. Y'all know who I'm trying to say. Ibuka, whatever the brother's name is, you lose him. So Baker Mayfield loses him. I think it was around the second quarter they lost him. So basically, the whole second half he's playing without him. He gets hurt. Baker Mayfield makes big throws after big throws after big throws. Now, the 49ers are banged up too. I don't know. The 49ers are cursed with injuries. I don't know why. It must be something in the air, the water. I don't know what it is. But Baker Mayfield threw for 236 and 256, 73 completion and 2 touchdowns. Baker Mayfield is making a pretty strong MVP case this season. When we talk about Baker Mayfield this season, he has been easily a top 5 quarterback for this particular season. Baker Mayfield has been playing without Chris Godwin for most of the season. Mike Evans just got hurt. His rookie wide receiver just got hurt. And Baker Mayfield is still out here. Baker Mayfield is still out here being one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And let's see where he ranks among quarterbacks this season. Right now, for yards, Baker Mayfield's number 4 with 1,539. For touchdowns, Baker Mayfield is number 4, so he's top 5 in yards and touchdowns with 12. For completions, he's top 10 with 129 at number 9 this season. And completion percentage, he is number 19 with 66.2. Yards per attempt is 7.9. And he's top 10. So Baker Mayfield is top 10 in most of the important QB categories. Shout out to Baker. Baker Mayfield has an MVP case this season. I think if he keeps it up, he will be MVP. He has the best record in this NFC South. If we look at some of his signature wins, let's look at some of his signature. The Falcons, that was a signature win for him. Division rival, first game of the season. We're starting to see the Falcons starting to click this season. He lost to the Eagles. He beat Seattle Seahawks. A game that is Seattle is starting to click too. They're looking really good. And now they just beat the Niners. So he has some signature wins. Next week he's going to Detroit. I got him beating Detroit. Then he got the Saints, easy dub, bye week. This is a game I'm looking forward to versus the Patriots. This gonna show me a lot. Then they got the Bills, the Rams, Cardinals, Saints again, Falcons again, Panthers again. And then they got the Dolphins, and then they close out the week with the Panthers. Y'all gonna respect Baker. He one of them. He a top 5 quarterback this season. And with the way he's playing and the level he's playing at, oh yeah, it's scary hours, man. Baker Mayfield is one of them players that he found a home in Tampa Bay and he's thriving in this home. He's getting it done. He's making great throws. He's getting creative with his passing. This is a man who's playing with second and third stringers currently because Receivers keep getting hurt. But shout out to Baker, man. I think he's MVP right now. If I had to vote, he'd be the MVP. He's looking like the best quarterback in the league. Debatably the best quarterback in the league. But yeah, shout out to Baker, man. Bengals, Packers, Lions, Chiefs. The Lions have no class. I think the Chiefs have found themselves. They're coming back alive. We'll see how the season goes. Bills, Falcons. Bijan Robinson is the best running back in the league this season. It's not even close or a conversation no more. Bijan is dominant. He was dominant in the receiving game. He was dominant in the running game. Yeah, Bijan is the next running back to take over the league. When Bijan off of 19 carries had 170 yards with a touchdown. He's averaging almost a first down per carry. That's crazy. Drake London went off too. He had 10 receptions, 158 yards, 40 touchdowns off of 16 targets. Bijan Robinson had 6 receptions for 68. Michael Penix threw for 250 for a touchdown. Josh Allen, you sold the parlay. That's number one. I took you on all for 200 yards. You decided to throw a pick, which is messed up my parlay, but that's neither here nor there. The Falcons finally have a pass rush. They are a legitimate top 5 defense in this league. They drafted very well. Their draft picks are playing at a very high level. Excuse me. They're getting it done. Kay Ellis has looked really good. Coming off the edge. Jelani Walker, I believe is that brother's name. I could be saying, but Walker's been looking really good. But yeah, they finally have a pass rush. And with that pass rush, it's causing problems and hectic for the league. Jeff Aldridge, the brother who used to, I believe he was on the Chicago Bears staff. He's doing a lot with this defense. The defense looks good. The Bills on a downward spiral ever since they lost to the New England Patriots. They don't know what to do. Teams don't respect them. What that game showed me about the Bills, which was very interesting to me, is that basically, if you shut down James Cook, which they did, that offense struggles a lot. They don't have a dominant number one wide receiver. And we can't use that as an excuse because last season he won an MVP with this, basically the same wide receiver core he has right now. In the NFL, you have to have a dominant number one wide receiver. You have to have a go-to guy. That was supposed to be Keon Coleman, but I don't know. He just like he's just gonna be a big body receiver. He's an okay route runner. He's an okay rat guy. But yeah, you need a dominant number one wide receiver. If you don't have a dominant wide receiver, number one wide receiver, it's gonna be very hard for you in the NFL to move the ball down. When you get in third and threes, third and short yardages, and you need a guy to go make a play for you. When you don't have that dominant wide receiver, it's gonna be hard. The Bills' offense is getting a little predictable. Because when you only have, if you have a good pass rush, obviously the Bills are going to struggle. But when you have a good pass rush and could cover decently, yeah. Make Josh Allen very uncomfortable in the pocket. Excuse me. We can make Josh Allen uncomfortable in the pocket, look lost in the pocket, and just make his life hard. Pause. Yeah, this is what you get. I think they're finishing number 2 in the division. The Patriots finishing above them. The Patriots this season will have 10 plus wins. They have a very easy schedule. But these Bills, I don't know. It looks like they have fallen off a cliff. And with that being said, The AFC is up for grabs. Okay, there is no best team or dominant team in AFC. I thought it was the Chargers, but apparently when the Chargers don't play division rivals, they forget how to play football. I don't know. Um, the Bills are the Bills. I don't trust the Bills. Never trusted the Bills. Who else we got? Then you got the Chiefs. That defense does not look good. It's a bad defense. Patrick Mahomes is starting to look like Patrick Mahomes, but I don't really trust their offensive weapons. They can't run the football well. That's a problem they're gonna have. The Patriots are making the playoffs, and if they get a number one wide receiver, like hopefully they go get Chris Olave or AJ. I prefer Chris Olave or AJ Brown, a dominant number one. It's gonna be scary in the AFC for the Patriots, but in the NFC, the same thing. There's a lot of parity in the league. One week a team looks really good, the next week they're like crap. Or a team may be playing bad for 2 to 3 games, and all of a sudden, that next game they start playing good. Now they're playing good for 3, 4. It's very up and down this NFL season. You don't know what you're gonna get from day to day, night to night. You never know. Shout out to the 10 people that's in live, the 11 people that's checking out the live. Appreciate y'all for being there. You never know what you're gonna get. So it's very interesting to see that. But now we're gonna go into NFL power rankings. Now we're gonna get into the power rankings, all that good stuff. Let me add this to the screen so everybody can see. Shout out to the 10 people that's in here rocking with me. Appreciate y'all. So these are my NFL power rankings. Let me make it a little bigger for you guys because it's very hard to see. So I have the Buccaneers as the best team in NFL right now. I slightly edged them over the Colts. I just feel like the Bucks are slightly better when you have Baker Mayfield playing at the level he's playing at, losing the weapons he lost. He's still playing at a very high level. I got the Colts number 2, Daniel Jones. Those two teams are interchangeable. I just edged out the Bucks because of what Baker Mayfield's doing. With the injuries they have sustained over there, he's still managing to win games. Steelers are obviously number 3, even though they're a fraudulent team. They're one of the it's really a defense that's carrying them like they always do. The offense is not that great. Aaron Rodgers looks slow and rugged. The run game looks ever since Kenneth Gainwell got hurt. But of course, you know my Pats got to be number 4. Uh, One of the best defenses in the league. Drake May's playing at an MVP caliber level. A top 5 QB in the league this season. Then we obviously had the Broncos, a top 2 defense, one of the best defenses. You have a very good passing game with Bo Nix, Evan Ingram, Cortland Sutton, Troy Franklin. Then you got J.K. Dobbins out coming out the backfield. Then we got the Rams. The Rams are the Rams. They look good. You got Matthew Stafford. You have Puka Nuka looking like a top 10, looking like the best wide receiver in football, having a historical season. You also got Devontae Adams, once a top 5 receiver in the league. Now he's a very good number 2 wide receiver. You have Kyron Williams, even though he has a fumbling problem. He's one of the top 10 back in this league. Their defense being led by Jared Verse. They line him up everywhere, the inside, the outside. He gets pressure. He creates pressure. One of the great edge rushers and D linemen in the league. Then you got the Chargers. The Chargers are doing Chargers things. One of the best offenses in football, one of the best defenses in football. They just forgot to play football when they don't play division rivals. Very, very, very strange. Then you got the Packers. I thought the defense would be much better than what it's looking. Uh, Jordan Love has a lot of weapons on offense. They have so many young receivers. They're just trying to figure it out. Who else we got? The Bills. The Bills are the Bills. They do Bills thing. It's just Josh Allen, basically. Josh Allen and oh boy, what's his name? What's the brother name? What's the running back? Why am I throwing a blank on the running back name? James Cook. It's just Josh Allen, James Cook basically carrying that offense. Then you got the Jags. I mean, Jags are the Jags. Inconsistent team. You never know. They either look really good or really bad. Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thomas Jr. look like they're finally starting to click. They're finally getting together. Travis Hunter needs to pick what he want to be. He either has to be a receiver or corner. He needs to be one of those full time. Me personally, I think he's a better corner than receiver, so I think he should play the cornerback position. Then we got the Lions, the Niners, the Seahawks, the Eagles. Then we have the Falcons, the Vikings, the Bears, the Chiefs, the Panthers. Then we got the Commanders. Then we got the Cowboys, the Giants, the Texans, the Cardinals, the Raiders. Then I have the Bengals, the Browns, the Ravens, the Dolphins, the Saints, the Titans, and the Jets being the worst team in the NFL. By the way, the Jets are the only winless team in the NFL. Even the Titans have a win. Wait, are the Jets a winless team? Yeah, the Jets are 0-6. I got that right. But yeah, these are my rankings for this week, week 7. Power rankings of NFL teams. Obviously, next week I'm gonna change. I'm gonna update the list. Some teams are gonna move up, some teams are gonna move down. We're taking it game by game, week by week, and they're gonna be moving up and down when it comes to these NFL power rankings for teams. Let's see. Now, top 10 quarterback. These are my quarterback rankings for week 7. Got Justin Herbert. I need to tweak this list. This list is a little bit inaccurate right now. So yeah, I gotta tweak this list. I think Baker Mayfield should be 1, Drake May 2, Daniel Jones 3, Herbert at 4, Allen at 5, Goff at 6, Patrick Mahomes at 7, Stafford at 8. Jackson Dart cracks the top 10 after that performance against the Eagles. They got Dak, Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, Jordan Love, Michael Penix Jr. I don't know why I said that. And then obviously Jalen Hurts at number 15. Next week I'm gonna rank all the quarterbacks. Shout out to the Tempe that's in the live. Appreciate y'all being in here, man. Every single one of y'all. Now my NBA award predictions. Rookie of the year, Cooper Flag. Most improved, I got Amin Thompson. I think with them losing Fred VanVleet, he's gonna have to step in a bigger role. He's gonna have to be a better playmaker. I think this season he should have a jump shot or a decent enough jump shot where the defense has to respect and play off of him. I think he's gonna take a big jump. He's gonna have to take on a bigger role because, as we know, Fred is out for the season. Then 6 man of the year, I got Nas Reed, obviously. Coach of the year, Quinn Snyder. I think the Hawks gonna be a 50-win team. I'm very high up on the Hawks with everything they did this season and the offseason. Shout out to the Hawks. So I think Quinn Snyder is going to be coach of the year. They're going to have 50-plus wins. They're going to be a top 5 seed in the East. Yeah. For Depoy, I'm taking Chet. A lot of y'all going to say he's Wimby, but I'm going with Chet. When you looked at, I think Chet is a better defender than Wimby. slightly. I don't think it's a big marginal thing. One of the weaknesses with Wemby, he's not a good post defender at all. He's a very bad post defender. I also think with Wemby, when it comes on defense, sometimes he could be undisciplined. Sometimes he could be. I don't think he slides his feet well either at times. I think he gets cooked by faster guards, but that's most bigs. But yeah, MVP, I got SGA going back to back MVP. The champions of the NBA obviously have OKC. In the West, I got OKC versus Denver. Denver is the only team I think that could threaten the Thunder. Excuse me. With them adding Bruce Bowen. I said Bruce Bowen. I meant to say Bruce Brown. You bring him back, who was a big player, championship player, one of my favorite players to watch. Shout out to my man Bruce Brown. Then you bring in Valanciunas as a backup center. You get off of MPJ, you bring in Cam Johnson, who's basically an upgrade, a better 3-and-D guy, a guy who can actually defend, and a guy who can shoot the 3 ball. So, yeah. For the Western Conference, I got OKC versus Denver, obviously. Now, the Eastern Conference, I'm taking the Hawks and the Magic. I really do believe in this Hawks team. With the Celtics being out of it, the East is up for grabs. I don't trust the Cavaliers as much as y'all do. There's a lot of problems with the Cavs. I think, excuse me. I don't think the Cavs are a player. They're gonna make the playoffs. Obviously, how good they're gonna be, I don't know. Uh, I don't think they're ever going to a conference final. I don't trust a team with Donovan Mitchell as your best player at all. I don't think that's a recipe for playoff success at all. The Magic, I think, will be the second best team in the East, maybe the first best team. Shout out to the 11 people that's in here. I think Desmond Bain being on the team is going to be huge for them. He's going to help with the floor spacing. They get another defender on that team. They're getting another guy who can play make off the team. They're getting an off ball scorer on the team. I think Desmond Bain is going to be huge to that team. My thing is, I don't know who's going to be the second best player on that team. Is it going to be Franz or is it going to be Desmond Bain? I'm not even sure Paolo is going to be the best player on this because when Paolo and Franz were both hurt, they both played well. They don't complement each other very well. I will say that Paolo and Franz don't complement each other well at all. But I still think that there'd be a good team. Who's number 2? I don't know. We're gonna have to see. And I have the Magic taking the East. So my NBA Finals prediction is a Magic versus Thunder, and the Thunder obviously gonna win in 6 games. Now my top 10 players going into next season. No, let me take that off. I got SGA is number 1, Giannis number 2, Yoke 3, Luka 4, Anthony Edwards at 5, Trae Young at 6, Jalen Brunson at 7, Donovan Mitchell at 8, Anthony Davis at 9, Paolo at 10. I need to tweak this list a little bit because Anthony Davis should be higher. And Trae Young should be lower. Yeah, I have to tweak this list again. But these are like the players that I think will be top 10 going into the 25-26 season. Luka. Now, when it comes to best player in the world talks, right? SGA, Giannis is in that conversation. Y'all cannot convince me or tell me Jokic is clearly the best player in the NBA. And this is one of the reasons why. When you're comparing him to, I'm taking Giannis for example. The defensive gap is not a conversation because Giannis clears. CLEARS, clears. But the offense between these two players is comfortable. It's close. You can say it's a gap, Jokic way, But it's not a gap as big as people try to make it seem, or y'all gonna tell me. Giannis is the better scorer. Jokic is the better playmaker. So there's that. Defensively, Giannis clears. So my question to y'all would be, when does a two-way player outweigh, when does a two-way ability outweigh the one-way ability? I take the two-way player if I feel like I believe the two-way ability outweighs one-way ability when the one-way ability is close. So if the one-way ability is close in a conversation like Giannis and Jokic offensively, I'm taking Giannis because the defense is clear. It's not a conversation, not close. We all know Jokic is a terrible defender. Now, Jokic and SGA, the same thing could be said. Yes, y'all going to argue and tell me, that SGA is like the fifth best defender, fourth best defender, whatever. But him as an individual defender, it still clears Jokic. It's not a conversation. Scoring, SGA clears Jokic as a scorer. The playmaking, yes, Jokic is the better playmaker. I'm not going to argue with that. But for me personally, I think the two best players in the world is SGA and Giannis. And you go either way with either or. If you think Giannis is the best player in the world, I'm not mad at you. But when y'all start saying cats like Jokic and Luka, then that's where I start disagreeing. That's where the disconnect for me happens. Because I don't care how great they are offensively. That defense is atrocious. Basketball is played on both ends, offense and defense. You cannot just omit one and forget about the other. Anthony Davis, I think the Mavs are going to be a very good team this year. Cooper Flag, with that Cooper Flag, D-Lo, AD, Gafford, PJ Washington. I believe in the Mavs this year. I think they're going to be a really good team. They're going to be a very big team, pause. They're going to have a lot of length. They're going to be a great defensive team with all that length they have on that team. I think the shortest player is Kyrie, who's 6'3", but he's not going to be playing, obviously. You get D-Lo. You never know which D-Lo you're going to get. One game, he's going to give you 20. Next game, he's struggling to give you 5. That's the D-Lo effect. We know it is what it is. But I think the Mavs are going to be a very good team. But, yeah, I need to tweak this list a little bit. But these are the consensus top 10s. I need to change the order a little bit. But these are the top 10 players, I think. And then I just want to talk about one more thing before I end this stream. Let me see. We're going to talk about Russell Westbrook because I was told a lot of lies. Nah, wait till I get my money right. Oh, I had a dream about my way to heaven, but when I woke, I spit that on a necklace. Oh. People told me that this man was washed. People told me he don't belong in the league. People told me he ain't it. People in this world told me this man don't belong in the NBA and no team wants him. People told me he don't contribute to winning. He's none but a loser. Shout out to the Sacramento Kings for signing Westbrook, man. Because y'all gonna respect my man Russ. He can still provide scoring, playmaking, and defense. He is still a veteran who can provide things at a high level in the NBA. He is going to help this team, especially with the bench and their young players. He's going to help this team a lot with his playmaking, his scoring, his rebound, his defending. Is he the player he once was? Obviously not. He's older. But shout out to my man Westbrook. Year 18, and he's on the team. Do I think he should retire after this? I don't know how much he got left in the tank. But I still think Westbrook is a veteran guy who could still provide something for a team. He could still provide rebounding. He could still provide defending. He could still provide scoring. He could still provide playmaking. My man is in this league, and you're going to respect him. We tune in to King games because wherever Westbrook go, I go. You understand? This is my guy. Does he have a ring? No. Is he going to get a ring? No. But I could say, with my own eyes, I watched one of the greatest point guards in NBA history, a top 10 point guard, a point guard who gave him his everything on the court, a guy who won an MVP, a guy who was the best player in the regular season when he won his MVP. That's what I could say I watched. I could say my player was the best player in the regular season for 1 year, the season he won MVP. He's that guy. I could say I watched one of the great floor raisers. I can say that. I watched that with my own two eyes. Russell Westbrook is a top 10 point guard all time, whether y'all like it or not. He's debatably at number 5 because the only point guards y'all going to say is better than him, definitively, Curry, I'll give you that. Magic, I'll give you that. Who else? Magic, Curry. Then you got Jerry West. I'll give you that. Isaiah Thomas, it gets shaky, but I'm going to give you Isaiah Thomas. But then who's at number 5? What point guard you going to say is clearly better and definitively better? Y'all going to tell me Steve Nash? Chris Paul? Jason Kidd? Now, Jason Kidd's a conversation. I ain't going to lie. Between him and Russ is a conversation, so I ain't going to give you too much pushback. It's a conversation. But I'm still taking Russ over Jason Kidd. I think Russ is the better overall player. He's the better scorer. The playmaking is close between those two. The defense you give to Jason Kidd. I don't think there's a year where you could say Jason Kidd was the best player in the regular season, personally. Yes, Jason Kidd anchored the defense as a guard. Went to 2 finals anchoring the defense as the best player. I ain't mad at it. But y'all gonna respect Russ. Because he gonna make this Sacramento team a very good team. You're gonna see a different team. The Kings are gonna be a top. I'm getting nasty. I don't even care. Pause. They're gonna be a top 6 team in the West. I said what I said. The lowest they going is 7. Westbrook is this generation AI. The same way y'all treated AI and talked about AI is Westbrook. We're talking about prolific players, polarizing players, MVP winners of this league. Players that, when we talk about them, you harp on the inefficiencies, but they got the job done when it needs to get done, how it needs to get done. Shout out to Russ. I'm just glad to see him play basketball. 18 years in the league. He's been one of the great players. One of the great players of the 2010s. He's on that list. Disrespect just has to stop, man. The way I disrespect Russ is so nasty, so disgusting, and just flat out wrong and just not right. The way y'all lie on this man and paint false narratives is so nasty. And I can't believe I'm saying this. But ever since he played for LA franchises, the Clippers and the Lakers, that tarnished him. Because the way people talk about him is crazy. The lies and narratives, the false statements, it's crazy. People really thought that he didn't belong in the league. He didn't deserve to be on the roster. He didn't bring nothing. And guys like Kyle Lowry and Andrew Drummond were better on the roster than him. They're more worthy of being on the roster than him. That's what people were telling me, which was flat out lies. But hey, what do I know? Shout out to Westbrook. This is good for hoops, good for basketball. I can't wait to watch King games because wherever he go, I go. Russ is my guy. One of my favorite players to watch. The player who's not giving it up, who's giving it all on that court, pause. But shout out to Russ, man. Shout out to him, man. Russ has played for almost every single Los Angeles franchise except for the Warriors. He's played for the Kings now, the Lakers, and the Clippers. That's crazy. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the show. Thank you for all 13 for tapping in. Next week we're gonna be talking about. I believe the NBA kicks off next week too, so we're gonna be talking about that. Updated power rankings. I'm gonna do wide receivers, tight ends, and running backs, the skill positions. Y'all know to follow me. Like, share, comment, sub. Y'all know the vibes. If you need to find me, I'm on YouTube. Crazy Shot Josh Universe. Hit that sub button, please. It's free 99. Come on now. You can find me on Instagram at crazyshot_talk sports. You can find me there. And then you can find me on TikTok at Crazy Shot Josh. I go live every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You will catch me on there live, yapping it up about basketball, football, just talking sports. Support a creator. Y'all know the vibes. Come on, man. It's free 99. Takes 5 seconds of your life to sit there and follow. That's all you gotta do. Shout out to the 13, 14 people. Shout out to everybody who showed up for this live, that tunes in every week with me. Yeah, I know I go live every Thursday. I go live. When basketball season start, the schedule's gonna change a little bit. I'm still gonna be talking football, but it's gonna be with basketball. I might be bringing guests in. I don't know how I'm gonna do that yet. I gotta figure out people's schedules and all that good stuff. But might be going up to 2 shows a week. I might be going live every Thursday and Friday. So I might be going live twice a week. But if you want to be on the show, be on the guest, come talk hoops over here. Want to talk about some crazy take I said, argue something I said, y'all know where to find me at. Just shoot me a DM. You can be on the show. There's no age limit to be on the show. Just don't be a casual. You can be on the show. I'll send you the invite. Just message me. That's all you got to do is message the kid. And you can gladly tap in with your boy. But again, make sure to follow me. Crazy Shot Josh Universe. Hit that subs button. Like the video. Comment on the video. Share it to your homeboy, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your friend's friends, your mother's friends, your sister friends. Anybody's in sports, just tap in with them. I'm on Instagram. crazyshot_talk sports. You can find me there. Tap in with me there. And of course, as you already know, make sure to follow me on TikTok at Crazy Shot Josh, man. Y'all know the vibes, man. I appreciate y'all for being in, tapping in. I will see y'all next week. Make sure to tune in for another great show. I'm out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day, man. Peace.